Hey, this is Sasha. Thanks for joining me in today's episode. And today what I want to share with you is how to never run out of ideas if you're looking to create content for your videos, blog posts, or any other form of content. So stay tuned. Okay, hey, so what I want to share with you is really looking at different types and forms of content. And if you've ever kind of been stumped, hey, what kind of content should I make or create today? You know, you had this light bulb idea and you're just wondering, hey, well, what should I really work on today? Sometimes it's tough. If you don't have a list that you're already working from or with, you should start. There's a great tool that we have. It's called Airtable, so you could check it out on our website or in the link in the description below on one of the great tools where you can just go ahead and create a list as far as content ideas that come to you as you get ideas. And it's really good to sort those ideas into categories so that way you know, hey, okay, well, let's say you're filming somewhere downtown. If this is kind of what you're doing, you're filming downtown, so you might want to make 2 or 3 videos downtown. If you're filming, in my case, I do everything kind of either on the glass or on the computer screen. So I either have kind of a screen cast, or it might be on a glass screen that you kind of see this way. Depending on the video, it makes a little more sense. So that way you could bulk things together. But what I want to share with you is that really it comes down to creating any kind of piece of content. When you're doing this, there's so many ways to do it. So let's say I'm looking to share with photographers. Okay, so photographers, to share with them how they can, let's say, increase their sales. Okay, so if this is what I'm looking for, and more specifically, we'll talk about, instead of just their sales, let's talk about their referrals. Okay, so now we're getting even more specific. So if I've already made a video on this, well, let's say one video could be a how-to. So this is a procedure. Video number 2 could be maybe the way that you target the referrals, okay? Video number 3, just in this form, could be a story. Okay, a story about how you've heard of other photographers doing it, or maybe you're a photographer, then you go ahead and share that story of how you're able to get more and more referrals. Video number 4 could be a way that you manage those referrals, like how do you do the follow-ups. So you can see that right there you have ideas, and what I'm trying to share with you here is it really comes down to themes. So there's different types of themes that you could do, just like creating videos here. You could do a screencast, right? So I could do a screencast. You could do a, on location. You could do a whiteboard, glass board, any kind of board. One could be a teaching theme. One can be a story theme. One can be a one-on-one with other photographers or another expert's opinion. This is where interviews kind of become really big. And all of a sudden, you have, just in one topic or one content piece, you have 6 or 7 different content variations. So even if you remake the same video, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that if you're presenting it in a different way, a different perspective. And this is what people do in news stories. So if you look at famous news stories, or even any type of photography really, well, some people cover, well, let's just say here's our version. Some people cover things from this angle. Some people do low-level photography from a lower angle. Some people do overhead, let's say drone photography, getting the same event from different angles. And that's what creates uniqueness. A news story, well, maybe you cover it from the person who was in trouble. Maybe you cover it from the police officer angle. Maybe you cover it from the mother or the father's angle. Maybe you cover it from the brother's angle, or from the students and the friends angle. So all of a sudden, you have all these variations of the same story that can be done, but it's different. And this is what I want you to think about when it comes to your content, because when it comes to your content, if you're talking about, email open rates and how do you increase that, well, you might think, hey, well, I only have one video to do that. Well, number one, you could, do a top 5 tips list, right? You could do it, that top 5 tips list, you could do it on paper. You could do it on scene, location. You could do the tips from somebody you interview. What are their top 5 tips? Okay, so that's just the first one. And we got 3 versions of just the 5 tips. Then you could do it based on, increasing email rates. You could do it as a step-by-step guide. Okay, so a step-by-step, step 1, step 2, step 3. That step-by-step procedure guide, you could also do it on paper. You could just do it by voice. And again, someone else could be the interviewer or another person. So you can see right there, you continue to expand on those things. And that's what I want you to think about, is drawing out your mind map, drawing things out further, how far you can really get. Because there's nothing wrong with creating 2 videos if they're a little bit different. And not to mention, it helps you rank well as well. So I want to share with you this concept right here. And just to show you, if you go to YouTube over here, and I am in incognito, so you can see, if I search for what is a stock, you can see, okay, well, the first few videos are not my videos, okay, because I do have 2 YouTube channels. But this one right here, if you take a look at it, okay, this one, when you look at what is a stock, this one is my video. So here I have this video that ranks well in the top 10. That was published years ago. And this video, which was published 2 years ago, also ranks well. So if you look at it in terms of having the same type of video, and what's the difference? This one's on a whiteboard, okay? And this one is, I did it on paper. And this is the power of doing these kinds of things in a different way, is that it allows, in the top 10, top 20 results, you have 2 or 3 videos that perform and do well for you. Okay, so I hope you found this video helpful and insightful, and it gave you some things to think about, because virtually there's an unlimited type of content that you can create, and you can do different forms of it, different versions, an update to it. There's so many ways to create content, and if you're struggling with creating the next piece of content, the next viral video, just look back at what videos you've done well and had success with, and rework those from a new angle, from a new approach. And if you can do it from a new approach, all of a sudden it makes things a lot easier. It falls into place. You'll have that idea and you just cover it from another angle and another perspective. It'll create a whole new world for your videos. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit subscribe here on YouTube by clicking the face icon here, or join me on my newsletter list by clicking the link right over here. And then you can get some freebies, goodies, PDFs, cheat sheets, and all that other good stuff. Thanks again, and I will see you next time.